All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Good evening and welcome everyone. City Council meeting. Tom, take the roll call, please.
Mayor King.
Present.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Present.
Councilmember Helly.
Present.
Postma.
Present.
Baker.
Yep.
Baskin.
Present.
Fisher.
Present.
Bashusta. We have a quorum, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 1 is a motion to approve the agenda with the additions.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is a motion approving our minutes from our September 3rd, 2024 meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion also carries. Under item number 3, awards and recognitions, we have Chief McKeegan in his Class A uniforms, which means one thing. There must be a promotion for one Daniel Osborne.
Well, we had him down here a month or so ago, so you should be familiar with him. But our department did go through a promotional process. This was to replace Sergeant Kim Lenz, who left us in July. We had 5 great candidates come out. Any one of them, I think, would have done an outstanding job. It was a very, very competitive session. We had 2 civil service members, along with Owatonna's chief and a lieutenant from Albert Lee, sit on the board and allow all of our candidates an opportunity to showcase themselves. I know in speaking with both the chief and the lieutenant afterwards, they were very, very impressed with what the city of Austin had to offer. In this particular case, Daniel Osborne was our selection coming out of that and has been promoted to sergeant. But that being said, it's a very supportive department. Jesse Betts is here today. He was one of those candidates, and I know all these guys, despite the competitive nature of it, are incredibly supportive. And despite being a department that we're working very hard right now, it's great to see so many people come out and support Daniel. When we do a promotion like this, we do like to have a spouse or family member pin on the new hardware of rank on our candidate's collar. Daniel's wife, Kat, has agreed to do that for us, so if you guys want to come on up, we do it right in front of everyone. That way it's super uncomfortable.
No pressure, no pressure.
There's only 4 things you can poke them with, so go nuts.
Dan, you might want to spin around and get your picture taken with this while this is happening. Thank you.
Sometimes you got to push hard. If you draw blood, it's okay.
Pressure's on, man.
Awesome.
Very excited. He's done a lot of great work for us. He had experience coming up from Kentucky. He's one of our peer-to-peer advisors, has really led that program. He's also instrumental in getting our chaplain program off the ground and running. So again, very excited to have him serving as sergeant, being able to mentor our staff from this point going forward. So congratulations.
And just to follow up Chief McKeegan's comments too, I work with all the officers that applied to be sergeant, and I can vouch for exactly what he says. They're all quality, and they will get their turn. I guarantee it. But Sergeant Osborne, congratulations. And I appreciate all the officers coming in support. It's always nice to see that level of support coming from APD, and you never let us down. You always fill it up when there's something to be supportive of. So thank you folks for coming off the streets and welcoming Sergeant Osborne. Thank you. Also under awards and recognition, Artworks Festival Award winner presentation. Not sure. Jeff? Oh, boy.
Good evening,
The big gun. Jeff Baldus, welcome.
Jeff Baldus, here to there we go, sorry. Jeff Baldus, here to represent the Austin Artworks Festival, 13th annual Austin Artworks Festival, by the way. So we're doing extremely well. We appreciate all the involvement. As I look around, I see many people that help volunteer and really make this one of Austin's great festivities. As you know, we always have a City Purchase Award, and tonight I'm here to present the City Purchase Award. This was picked out by Mike and Joyce. And just real quick, though, I wanted to tell you a little bit, because when I first seen this, I'm like, wow, this is really different, and this is one of the things I really like. I have no artist, nothing on, nothing. But it always amazes me to see people's opportunity or what they can do with their hands or eyes, or it depends on the medium and whatever. But this young lady, when I was presenting the award to her, Leah Bevington is her name. She's from Omaha, Nebraska. So I think that's kind of neat to see that we've got people coming to the festival. The title is Watching the Trees Grow. And as I talked with her, she's got a very unique, which you'll see momentarily, she paints in oil. And she told me that she started to paint with her grandpa many years ago, and she's only been doing it seriously for about the last 3 years. So her paintings are how she sees the world through her eyes, and she makes these paintings by going out into the landscape and finding whatever it is she wants to paint, and she uses big brush strokes and lots and lots of paint and color. So, anyway, without any more BS, I have, and we do have a plaque that'll go with this, but this is a very interesting piece. Yeah, I forget about everybody behind me. And she's a young lady. I mean, so this was her first time traveling alone, which I found interesting as well. And usually she's traveled with her grandpa and or some friends. But so I have for you the City Purchase Award. So
Thank you, Jeff.
yeah, thank you for everything you guys do.
And thanks to Mike and Joyce for picking it out. I know I've been in that situation. It's hard. There's a lot to choose from. But that's an excellent choice, and we'll hang that with pride somewhere in a city office. Thank you. Thanks for coming in, Jeff.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, Mike, go ahead.
We actually know where it's gonna go. I believe we have Joan here from the senior center, so, we were kind of talking about some of the places when Joyce and I picked it out, and, kind of had overheard the story of her grandfather. In fact, I got to witness a FaceTime call as she called to tell him that she won this award, and there was tears on both ends of the phone call. She actually will be attending school in Duluth, and so I told her she's gonna have to stop into Austin on her drive to and from Omaha to see her painting hang in the senior center. So we're excited that they were willing to display it, and I think it'll be a great fit, so thank you.
Excellent. Very good. Yes, thank you, John. Thanks all around. Nice to know it was meaningful, very meaningful for the artist. Moving on to item number 4, is a motion for the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Was that Tom Dankert's Elton tribute? I guess I didn't see
Yeah,
the
that'd be,
full.
yeah, Tom Danker's Elton tribute, right. I'd love to see that. All right, got a motion and a second. Did we get all in favors? Yeah. Okay, moving on to item number 5, under public hearing, reviewing a tax abatement application from Bigelow Lennon Construction for approval or denial of the abatement. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor, members. 1303 18th Street Northeast is the project location in Nature's Ridge. Estimated project value of $345,000, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with unfinished basement. This is in conformance with our adopted policy, and this is a public hearing.
This is a public hearing. Any public wish to speak on this matter? Item number 5. Council, any questions, comments?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
You betcha.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Under petitions and requests, we have item number 6 is a resolution setting the 2024 proposed property tax levy and adopting a proposed budget for 2025 taxes. Thomas.
As required by statute, by September 30th, we need to adopt a proposed tax levy and budget. After September 30th, that tax levy cannot be increased, it can only be decreased. However, the budget can be increased as long as it's not property taxes paying for that service. On Friday, we got good, or Thursday last week, we got better news than we expected for health insurance. So the original 13% increase that had been proposed at the last work session, we're able to reduce down to 11.97, or a tax levy proposed of $9.8 million. So at this point in time, we're certainly willing to answer any questions council or citizens might have. But again, this is the maximum amount that we would be able to levy then if approved tonight. And this is what would show up on your truth and taxation statements at the end of November, early December. However, you still have a couple months to go if you want to make changes to reduce that levy for 2025. So with that, I'll certainly answer any questions you might have.
Any questions, Mr. Dankert, before I turn it over to the public? If not, let's hear from the public first, and then we'll go to council members. So any member of the public wish to speak on this proposed budget levy, please step to the podium and state your name and address. Okay. Council, thoughts, comments? Where are we at? Laura, you were gone last time. Any starting comments, or I'll propose a motion too if there's no comments.
Well, I guess nobody else is gonna speak. I still feel that this levy the increase is too high. I've heard from several citizens over the last couple weeks. Nobody's in favor of having their taxes increased, and most of them don't understand why we're adding 2 new positions at this time to make that huge levy increase. I guess to the members that do want to add those 2 positions, I still ask why we have to put the burden on the taxpayers when we cannot just change the budget to cover for those. But if you're not going to do that, I guess we're going to just burden the taxpayers even more, so.
Thank you, Jeff. Anyone else?
I'm going to make a motion to set the 2025 tax levy at 11.97%.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, I'll call for the.
Yeah, I think,
Jason?
so, you know, first of all, I just appreciate the discussions that we've had that have gotten us to this point. You know, I think it comes down to a black and white vote, but the reality is it's not black and white. There's a lot of stuff that goes into budget discussions. There's a lot of things, you know, costs have increased. There's more pressure on taxpayers. And so I know this will come down to a yay or nay vote, but I think the message that we need to send is that this is a council that continues to look at ways that we can, you know, run our city fiscally responsible. It's a city that continues to be involved and engaged in, you know, making sure that we've got a great workforce and a great community that we can serve. And I think there's a lot of good stuff in this budget. You know, ultimately, I am going to vote against it, and it comes down to, you know, I think on adding the 2 positions, especially the building inspector position, I just don't see the return on investment there. You know, we've looked at it for 3 years, and we've never been able to show what the true return is, and I think there's still a lot of hope in that. And so I think there's a lot of really, really good stuff in here, but at the end of the day, I'm not comfortable at the level that it's at, especially knowing the economic environment that we're at, and so we'll vote against it.
Thank you, Jason. Anybody else?
I guess I'd like to comment that I think that my process and the process of all the elected officials has been very thoughtful and a serious study. I don't think we take the levy lightly, and we don't just shrug our shoulders and say, well, I guess that's what it's got to be. I think everybody really put a lot of thought and study into getting the budget to where it is. I said it was really a priority to continue to support our employee health care at the same ratio that we were doing in 2024, and this budget does deliver that, and I think that that's extremely important. I also guess I continue to be open to ideas of where the community is being overserved by the city. are we too safe? Are the firefighters doing too good of a job? Are we plowing your streets too quickly? Are we maintaining your streets too aggressively? I'm not hearing that. I don't hear from people what services they want to cut. I just hear that they don't want to pay the price tag. So I'll be happy to vote in favor of this tonight. I also will say the 2 positions that are being added, I think are long-term investments. I wish somebody would have put the housing enforcement in place 20 years ago, and I think we'd have a better tax base right now than we do. So there is a little bit of, sometimes you have to eat the frog to set yourself up for success in the future. I guess I feel the same way about the HR position. I mean, we employ people who do a lot of dangerous work between police, fire, tree trimming, all kinds of things. And I think we're underserved in that area, and we need to set ourselves up for the future. So I'll be supporting it.
All right, thank you. Anyone else wish to comment?
We will not be better off as a city as a result of this levy increase. Services will be the same. That's it. That's why it's not worth it to me.
Thank you. Anyone else? I guess I'd just throw my 2 cents in. Traditionally, I don't vote unless there's a tie, and I got a feeling there might be another tie break here for me, but my intention when I originally set out for the positions of the building inspector, code resource officer last year was I think we're probably tearing down more houses than we're putting up. And I don't want it to be that broken window continuation where we don't address dilapidated housing and junk housing until it's too late. And I would think this is being proactive in that right now we rely upon the neighbors to turn in neighbors when they have issues with property that's fallen apart. So I want to get out in front of it. I want to help the homeowners that do have the issue by getting ahead of it and helping them with getting maybe contractors lined up or some way to fix it before it becomes a tear down. We've done some good work with the rental housing ordinance. I hope this mirrors that. When we had the issue with inattentive landlords, we fixed that with their rental ordinance, and those inspections have certainly helped move the needle, and I hope this does the same for the private property owner on their homes. So with that, I guess we have a motion and a second, and no further discussion. Tom, you want to just take the roll?
So motion by Councilmember Fisher, seconded by Councilmember Helly in favor of the 11.97% tax increase, which would be a tax levy of $9,800,000. An aye vote is in favor of such. Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
No way.
Baskin,
Nay.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin,
Nay.
3-3 vote. Mayor King to break the tie.
I can't kick it down to James or honorary council member. I will go with an aye.
Resolution passes 4-3, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Moving on to item number 7, under awarding a state companion grant for the 10-unit T-hangar at the Austin Municipal Airport. Stephen.
Our funding package for this project includes multiple different funding sources with federal grants totaling 90% of the overall project, state grants 5%, and local funds 5%. These grants will come in at different stages of the project, and to date, we have received 2 federal grants as part of that $1.8 million. We haven't received all of it yet, but 2 so far. One is an AIP grant in the amount of $1,229,958, and the other federal grant is a bill grant in the amount of $262,128. Before you tonight are the 5% companion grants that we receive from the state. We need to pass a resolution, and we need to authorize our mayor and recorder to sign those grant documents. So items A and B include the 5% match to those 2 federal grants. One state companion grant is in the amount of $14,563. The other state companion grant is in the amount of $68,331.50. So we would request council approval of both of these companion state grants to go with our federal allocations for this project.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Any council, any questions for Mr. Lang?
Motion to approve 7A.
You have a resolution to approve 7A. Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker.
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. 7B is approval of the AIP matching grant. Need a resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin.
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 8 is resolution of approval of the redevelopment agreement with the Stenzel Group. Craig?
Thank you, Mayor, members. This is an amended TIF redevelopment plan, outlines responsibilities for both the developer and the city. The developer is required to construct 103-unit, $20.6 million estimated improvements. The city pledges TIF-eligible expenses up to $3.3 million. Project's expected to start by October 31st and completed by July 1st, 2026. Thank the Stenzel Group for their contributions to help our health system, major employers, and all businesses, as many residents at their current unit did not live in Austin. This unit will continue to allow individuals to begin to put roots down and fill our demand for market rate units. This also supports our downtown businesses specifically, and the hope is that eventually these folks will move into being contributors to our single-family home shortage as well in the future. Be happy to answer any questions.
Good. Thank you, Craig. Council, any questions for Mr. Clark?
Quick one, why 4%?
That's what we had done previously.
But the interest rate market has changed dramatically since we last did this. Does it matter?
I certainly can defer to Mr. Dankert as well, but I don't believe so.
I think part of the 4% was get to an amount equal to his investment in the building to get, it's the but-for test. How much dollars is a tax increment is needed in order for the Stenzel Group to make the project work. By adding the 4%, which again, as Mr. Clark noted, we did on the other project, allowed him to get to a level of financing, both getting his principal paid back and some interest, would allow him then to go forward on the project. I'm anticipating the borrowings he's making, if any, are going to be significantly above the 4% rate for a developer. While I agree with Mr. Baker, rates are certainly more than likely going to continue to come down a little bit. This is what he requested in the agreement that was negotiated with him to make the project come to fruition.
So it's a negotiated deal, so.
Yeah.
Two
And
adults at the table, who cares?
Pardon?
Two adults at the table.
I mean, there was interest in probably changing that. I think, globally, as we look at this, we've seen some strong realities of the market that we'd hoped when he did Flats on 21, first phase of this project as well. Are we at the point that we can start to ratchet down what we need to put on the table to make a project like this happen, especially when our market rate units have been accommodated that were in the housing study? I mean, those are all part of the question and what we're trying to get the best deal we can for the city while still bringing projects forward.
And if I recall, Mr. Stenzel even had a discussion with you wanting a higher interest rate.
Correct.
Contrary to popular belief, his costs are not going down with inflation, et cetera. So again, this is just part of the arm wrestling to get a deal done that I guess was the best it could negotiate.
Very good.
The 4% was the negotiated deal. The Stenzel Development Group actually asked for a higher interest rate amount because their costs are increasing. They're actually building a bigger facility, 103 units versus 91. So their request actually was a higher interest rate to help them with the additional development costs and the inflationary costs. But as Mr. Clark noted, they negotiated the deal at the same 4% rate they gave them on the last deal for the Mill on Main project at the former YMCA site.
Very good.
Yeah, congratulations on pushing this through. I think it's a great project. You know, I remember when I started on council, 6 years ago, we were talking about, you know, the struggle to get any level of market rate housing. To see Flats on 21, to see Mill on Main, to have both of those now with waiting lists, you know, very, very positive results. I think this is great for our community to add it to. You know, I talked to somebody just today who was in from out of town that's potentially interested in living in Austin, and hey, you know, we're continuing to push and expand in this area was definitely a argument in our favor for them considering to live here. So wonderful work on this, and look forward to seeing another 103 units come on.
Yeah, excellent. Couldn't agree more. Thank you, Jason. I think our last go-around with the property management was 75 residents in that building had never lived in Austin before. So we're bringing people in, hopefully, like Mr. Clark says, they stay, they buy homes, they build homes, they become very much contributors. So this is going to be an exciting project. So with that, looking for a resolution to approve the redevelopment.
So
agreement.
moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Thomas. Item number 9 is resolution establishing license fees for 2025. Bree?
The resolution I'm presenting to you will set the licensing fees for 2025. So the clerk's office is asking that you approve this resolution. It's crucial for updating our license renewal registrations prior to sending them out for the 2025 calendar year. Thank you.
Thank you, Bree. Council, any questions on this?
Yeah, quick one. Why did we change edible cannabinoid? I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Cannabinoid.
I'm
Cannabinoids,
sure you would know how to. That's good. Why did we go from 1,000 to $125?
so that is set by the state. That
Okay,
is the
thank you.
maximum that I can charge.
All right. Any other questions? Looking for resolution.
So moved.
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Yep.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher,
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. Item number 10 is a motion setting the fall yard waste program from September 21 to December 1st. Stephen?
Each fall, we open up a site at the Creekside Business Park for leaf collection for our community. This year, we propose the site to be open from September 21st through December 1st. We like to go usually starting a weekend in late September, and we like to go through Thanksgiving. We hear some feedback that folks have family home around the Thanksgiving time to do some of that last-minute cleanup. So that's really what creates our window. Yard waste and leaves are available to be dropped off at the site 7 days a week from dawn until dusk. Again, we accept leaves, grass, and garden plants. We do not accept tree branches. There is also typically compost available from the previous year that folks can pick up and use for their gardens, and that's all based on availability. Sometimes we use it all up throughout the course of the year and there isn't any available in the fall, but it's first come, first serve if there is any available for residents. So with that, one thing we do some advertising for this. We split the advertising cost with Moore County, but with that, we would recommend approval of this year's yard leaf collection site at Creekside.
Very good. Thank you, Stephen. Council, any questions on this?
So moved.
Stephen, can I ask you a question? Why do you need council approval to do this? I mean, to me, it's like getting council approval to shovel snow.
Yeah,
You got it. You're good.
We're going to start bringing that to council too. Part of it is this is a good venue to get the information out to the public as well. I know there's other ways of doing that, but bringing it forward to the council is also a good opportunity to make sure the residents know of this program. But generally, I would guess it's because we are spending money on this with advertising and things like that. So that's why it's brought to council for approval.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Item number 11 is resolution awarding bids for the demolition of the former Austin Daily Herald building. Stephen?
Council recently awarded bids for asbestos abatement, and that has started at the site. That will go now for multiple weeks into early October, and then we are looking to demo the existing building. And before you tonight is 2 different bids that we received on this project. The low bidder being Hanson Hauling and Excavating in the amount of $97,900. Funds for this project are listed below for the overall project cost and how those are all adding up from environmental costs to asbestos design, asbestos abatement, and now the demolition of the project. So with that, we would recommend awarding this demo bid to Hanson Hauling and Excavating.
Very good. Thank you. Stephen, any questions for Mr. Lang?
Stephen, how can the one bid be $100,000 more than the other one?
That comes up often when we're bidding. Everybody looks at it a little bit differently, and it has. The main factor I think that plays into those costs is availability of the contractors. If one contractor is looking for work for their crews in the fall to finish off the season, they're going to bid the project competitively. If someone else has a full plate in the fall, but yet, hey, and I'll throw a little more, maybe I'll bring on a couple extra guys or something to do this project, it's going to cost them a little bit more, I'll throw a number at it. So that's maybe where I would pinpoint why bids have a variance like this one.
Thank you.
Thank you. With that, looking for resolution for item number 11.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Tom?
Councilmember Helly,
Aye.
Postma,
Aye.
Baker,
Sure.
Baskin,
Aye.
Fisher.
Aye.
Councilmember at Large Austin.
Aye.
Resolution passes 6-0, Your Honor.
Thank you, Tom. We're on to the citizens addressing the council. Are there any citizens in the gallery who wish to address the council on items that weren't on the agenda? All right. Hearing none. Looking for the next step, honorary council member comments. James, anything from you tonight? And thank you for being here.
Thank you. I have no comment to make on this. I'll pass it on.
Thank you, James. Paul?
I just want to thank the staff, employees of the city of Austin for their hard work they do every day.
Thank you. Jason?
Pass.
Jeffrey?
Did have a library board meeting last week. Highlights from the meeting were the 2024 summer reading program, excuse me, was a success this year with 2,380 participants. The library is hosting the U of M Extension Office for an LGBTQ workshop, which will be offered at no cost for professionals on October 3rd from 1 to 4 p.m. There will also be an open session for the community that same day from 6 to 8 p.m. We are looking forward to the application of the insights from Julie's 360 and the next steps with the library's strategic plan. It sounds like these moves will free Julie up to focus on the most important strategic areas. We value Julie so much, and the community is fortunate to have her.
Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate that. Very good. Jeff?
Hey, you look good today. You should wear that more often. I'm not kidding. No, I'm talking to you.
You show up in a suit every meeting and he'll do the same.
Yeah, yes. I don't have much time left. We might take you up on that. Well done today, Chief. Well done. Congratulations. That's it.
Thanks, Jeff. Mike?
A couple of things. First of all, thank you to Hormel Foods for just honestly a great street party last week. I know a lot of our city staff probably helped in to kind of get roads ready, thanks to the businesses who were willing to put up with a road closure to bring all those folks downtown. It looked like they were all extremely busy, and it was just a great, perfect night. If you didn't know, and if you're missing the sultry voice from our friend John Wright from KAUS, he is now doing a Right Here, Right Now podcast hosted by Discover Austin. Every week it gets released on Friday. It's got a lot of what you're missing, what's happening locally. Julie was on there last week talking about happenings at the library. So wherever you want to get your podcasts from, look for Right Here, Right Now. And then lastly, the HRA had a federal inspector in this week. This happens on a every couple year basis. They were looking at our scattered sites, and they were really impressed, and we're looking forward to some pretty good scores on that. The HRA does a really good job maintaining really good homes in our city, so kudos to them.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Laura?
I want to send out greetings and messages of support to Randy Hoffner, our park supervisor, who's facing a health challenge. I've had the pleasure of working with Randy, and I don't know of anybody who has a bigger heart for Austin, and so I want to make sure he and his family really feel our support as he is recovering. If you haven't already, please check out all the Welcoming Week events. It runs through Friday. This is one of the activities that Austin does that really sets us apart from other communities. Including on Thursday, we'll be dedicating a mural at the Mower County Building. So I will be there for that. I'm excited. And then finally, I wanted to express that I have a high level of confidence in our election process here in Austin and Mower County. I've been an election judge. I know the people who are doing the job. I am concerned when I hear some people talking about widespread fraud in our elections. I just don't think that's happening here. The AAUW is hosting candidate forums, so if you would like to learn more about those who are running for office, particularly local offices, including city council, mayor, and school district, those are tomorrow, Tuesday the 17th, and Thursday, September 19th, both at 6:30 p.m. at the Community Action Building right across from the post office.
Very good. Thank you, Laura. I want to back up. I didn't give Craig the opportunity for reports and recommendations, and there is one.
Yes, we got notice from Hormel Foods that they're partnering with United Way and the Hometown Food Security Project for a Hunger Action Month packing event at Austin Public Schools at the high school. That'll be September 26th, starting at 8 a.m. If anybody's interested in volunteering, you may have gotten the announcement yourself personally, but wanted to bring that up to you as that'll be quickly approaching. So appreciate their work on behalf of addressing hunger in our community.
Very good. Thank you, Craig. I also want to echo some comments. The Welcoming Week, it does distinguish Austin from a lot of communities by having such events. And I know it's a lot of work for the Human Rights Commission, so we appreciate the work they put into that. And Trish is their liaison. Thank you. The Hormel concert was amazing. Sitting, looking at the population on Main Street was really overwhelming and very heartening. We appreciate Hormel Foods and the donation that they made to the Hometown Food Security Project with that concert. Pickleballers, Jason invited me to the recreational tournament at the Packer Arena pickleball, and amazing, 44 people attended. They had to turn down 25, 30 people because it was that level of impact that they wanted to come and play. Unfortunately, have the space for them. So the pickleballers are still active in collecting money. I know they got some $10,000 donation from the Eagles Club. They got some site work being volunteered by a local local construction company to do that site work. So I do look forward to in the near future to looking to add city pickleball courts down at Rotary Park. But that's another conversation. VFW, they had their 100th anniversary, well attended. Patty, yes, you were there too. It was great. I'm sure you agree it's a great event. To make it 100 years, supporting the veterans and those servicemen and women that have served and some lost their lives is certainly impactful. And our local 1216 VFW did a great job for a few days of honoring their anniversary, and they just did an outstanding job. So, and kudos to Scott Weichman, the outgoing commander, who did an amazing job of really transforming the building site and the property in the last couple of years to make it really shine on that 4th Avenue there. It's or 4th Street. Very, very, very nice work they did in that building. Also, I can't be remiss without mentioning our own Jason Baskin, who is going to be honored as the Distinguished Alumni at Austin High School. So congratulations, Jason, on the upcoming Alumni Award. So
Thank you. Very, very humbled and honored.
that's right on. With that, looking for a motion to adjourn to Monday, October 7th.
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. We'll take about a 5-minute break and start the work session.